Today we are reading a special message to the Congress, The American Promise by Lyndon B. Johnson. And this was written on March 15th, 1965, or at least presented. Mr. Speaker, Mr. President, members of the Congress, I speak to you tonight for the dignity of man and the destiny of democracy. I urge every member of both parties, Americans of all religions and of all colors, from every section of this country, to join me in that cause. At times, history and fate meet at a single time and a single place to shape a turning point in a man's unending search for freedom. So it was at Lexington and Concord. So it was a century ago at Appomattox. So it was last week in Selma, Alabama. There, long-suffering men and women peacefully protested the denial of their rights as Americans. Many were brutally assaulted. One good man, a man of God, was killed. There was no cause for pride in what has happened in Selma. There is no cause for self-satisfaction in the long denial of equal rights of the millions of Americans, but there is cause for hope and for faith in our democracy and what is happening here tonight. For the cries of pain and hymns of protest of oppressed people have summoned into convocation all the majesty of this great government, the government of the greatest nation on earth. Our mission is at once the oldest and the most basic of this country: to right wrong, to do justice, to serve man. In our time we have come to live with moments of great crisis. Our lives have been marked with debate about great issues. Issues of war and peace, issues of prosperity and depression, but rarely in any time does an issue lay bare the secret heart of America itself. Rarely are we met with a challenge, not to our growth or abundance, our welfare or our security, but rather to the values and the purposes and the meaning of our beloved nation. The issue of equal rights for American Negroes is such an issue, and should we defeat every enemy, should we double our wealth and conquer the stars, and still be unequal to this issue, then we will have failed as people and as a nation. For with a country as with a person, what is a man profited if he shall gain the whole world and lose his own soul? There is no Negro problem, there is no Southern problem, there is no Northern problem, there is only an American problem. And we are met here tonight as Americans, not as Democrats or Republicans. We are met here as Americans to solve that problem. This was the first nation in the history of the world to be founded with a purpose. The great phrases of that purpose still sound in every American heart, North and South. All men are created equal. Government by consent of the governed. Give me liberty or give me death. Well, those are not just clever words, or those are not just empty theories. In their name, Americans have fought and died for 2 centuries, and tonight around the world they stand there as guardians of our liberty, risking their lives. Those words are a promise to every citizen that he shall share in the dignity of man. This dignity cannot be found in a man's possessions. It cannot be found in his power or in his position. It really rests on his right to be treated as a man, equal in opportunity to all others. It says that he shall share in freedom. He shall choose his leaders, educate his children, and provide for his family according to his ability and his merits as a human being. To apply any other test, to deny a man his hopes because of his color or race, his religion or his place of birth, is not only to do injustice, it is to deny America and to dishonor the dead who gave their lives for American freedom. That's all for the special message to the Congress, The American Promise by Lyndon B. Johnson.